Taking a look at the grid for the Canadian Grand Prix, aarava stunned the field by taking his first pole position of the season, being his first pole position with his new team Mercedes. The Brit edged out Stoffel Van Dorn, who starts in second place at a 10th off the pace for the second Grand Prix in a row. Next up on road 2 was a much more improved performance from Hamilton, who found himself in third, with the other Mercedes of Verline in fourth place. The two Red Bulls occupied the next two places, with the Australian of Ricciardo winning the inter-team battle to Verstappen with a 2/10 gap. A poor qualifying from the two Ferraris saw the German pairing take 7th and 8th positions, this time Vettel leading the way in 7th and Rosberg in 8th. Matsushita surprisingly snuck his manner into Q3 and beat the Williams car of Bottas to 9th position, leaving the Finn to round out the top 10. Can aarava hold off the two Mclarens into turn 1 to set himself up for the win tomorrow? And will we see a cautious Max Verstappen, knowing he caused a monumental incident last time out at Catalonia? Next up is the Canadian Grand Prix. Well, what an absolute lap that was. Pole position, you must be a very, very happy man right now.
Yeah, really, really awesome lap out there. The car felt absolutely hooked up, so I just got to say a big thank you to the boys back in the garage, working really hard to make sure the turbo was all good, and the guys back at the factory, obviously, for bringing that turbo upgrade. So, really great lap. Car felt awesome out there, and that really bodes well for us going to the race, and it's just fantastic to actually be there with the McLaren boys. All season long. The only time we've really been there is maybe Brazil when they slipped up a little bit with Van Dorn, but to be actually there on legitimate pace, yeah, really awesome stuff.
But do you think you'll be good in the race? The team seemed to struggle with the tyre wear last race.
Yeah, we struggled with tyre wear a little bit in Spain. Graining wasn't too great, and the prime tyres really did not feel too amazing. Here at Canada, I think it's a bit of a different story. The prime tyres will be an okay tyre to go on from what we had in Friday running, but the option tyre is going to be a bit of a tricky one to see how far they go on the heavier fuel at the first stint, but we'll see how we go. And there are certainly a few options for the tyre strategy we're doing.
There's been a lot of debate before the weekend about Verstappen and Hamilton, about them deserving some sort of penalty or ban. Do you think they really need one?
I'm not going to lie. Obviously it would be great for us if Verstappen and Hamilton were to get some sort of penalty, but it's not for me to think on. So, I mean, yeah, for sure the crash that we saw at Spain was really quite dangerous, and I've made my opinion clear on what I think on Lewis, on what he's been doing this season at Bahrain and then at Spain. There are better ways to handle that, but it's not for me to decide. But yeah, I mean, it wouldn't hurt us.
All right, well done and good luck for the race.
All right, cheers, thanks a lot. What's going on, guys? aarava here. Welcome back to my F1 MyDriver Career Mode Season 2, episode number 5 today for the Canadian Grand Prix. And before I begin, I just need to say, I know you're probably getting tired of it, but I need to say again, a huge thank you to you guys for the support. And this one is probably more so than any other one I've said before, so just bear with me. But episode number 4, I literally cannot believe it, but it went down an absolute treat. Like, it got like 20,000 views in under 24 hours, which hasn't happened to a video of mine, on a career mode video, I should say, since pretty much F1 2015 came out last year around that time, like around August, I would say. Like, absolutely crazy stuff, and it's so humbling to see you guys are really enjoying it. So again, thank you. I'll try and stop saying it in future episodes, but just let it be known that I am very, very thankful. Anyway, let's get on to the Canadian Grand Prix. We are on pole position today. Let's see what we can do. We go to 5 red lights for the 5th round of this season, and we are off. A lot of wheel spin. Van Dorn gets a brilliant start off on the right hand side, and he gets into first place, so we've lost it off pole position straight away. So not a great start to the Grand Prix so far. Through turn 2, we're going to try and keep up with Van Dorn. We can see in the background there Hamilton and my teammate Pascal Wehrlein battling, and we got side-by-side action with the two Red Bulls as well. So it's all kicking off behind us. Very close racing. As you can see there off in the distance, I'm chasing down Van Dorn to try and get this lead back. So it looks like at the moment it's going to be a fight between me and him all Grand Prix, because you can see everyone else is sort of actually backing out of it. They're all having their own fights, and me and Van Dorn are just kind of streaking away as two kind of sides of this fight over the win. Van Dorn setting the fast lap of the Grand Prix, but as we go into lap 2 through turn 2, we're still very much behind him, just a few tenths. As we cut later onto lap 2 through the high-speed chicane, the second one, we're really closing up on him. We're still very much there, so he's there for the picking. That is no joke. The pole position was no joke. we have got the pace in the Mercedes car. We've got a turbo upgrade for this weekend, and it's really working a treat through the chicane, and we go across the line towards lap 4. We've got DRS right now. I'm going to try and move on Van Dorn here, slipstreaming him into turn 1. We're going to dive down the inside, locking up though on the left tyre. Van Dorn goes down the inside of us into turn 2, still going side by side, and he just gets it on the exit there. So we're going to have to settle for second place and keep on going right behind him, although I don't want to be right behind him for the entirety of this first stint, as otherwise that might overheat our car a little bit. So we're going to have to think about maybe, you know, getting the job done, getting the move done, or kind of backing off a little bit like they do in real life quite a lot, and just cool the car down, then come back for another attack. But on the exit of that the last chicane there, a lot of oversteer you saw, and that really hindered my exit, so I didn't make a move into turn 1 this time on lap 5, bit too far for that, but we're going to stick right up his gearbox there, and you're just going to have to stick behind him and hope we can kind of get the DRS once more, and just for once get a good exit on one of these hairpin corners at the very end of the sector, end of the lap I should say, in sector 3, and hope we can get a good run of him. So we're going to cut later on onto the end of lap 5. We've got an okay run through the hairpin, we'll get DRS again, but hopefully we will not get any oversteer through the last chicane, and we can try and make a move then on Van Dorn into the braking zone for the chicane. We've been taking it nice and cautious on the exit, plant the power. Van Dorn's got a bit of oversteer there, so that's going to help us. We get the slipstream, DRS as well. We move to the outside of turn 1, where this will be into the brake zone, go down the gears, we'll go around the outside, hang it around the outside, we'll cover off the turn 2 apex, and we'll get into first place. And that is the lead of the Canadian Grand Prix taken back from us. So we're on lap 9 now, a few laps later. We've kept it in first place so far, but Hamilton now is right behind us. So this is not Van Dorn, this is Hamilton, who's overtaken Van Dorn and my teammate Pascal, and now he's sent one down the inside as I've gone deep and locked up into the hairpin, and Hamilton will go side by side with us. Van Dorn and Pascal not too far behind as well, so this may become a four-way scrap at the moment, but on lap 9 it's all about me and Hamilton now, as he's got the DRS, I do not, so he gets the speed advantage. Van Dorn in the mirrors, very close behind, into the chicane. Hamilton gets a tighter line into the entry, so kind of doesn't make the best corner ever, but he does get a good exit, and crucially Van Dorn is now going to have a look, really close to the wall there, trying to squeeze him on the left hand side. We go down to turn 1, leave him the room, but Pascal will actually send it down the inside of Van Dorn, and so that will give us a good buffer. So at the moment we're now coming to lap 10, directly still behind Hamilton. Lovely panning shot, we're kissing the wall there on the wall of champions. We got the slipstream, the DRS of Hamilton, we fake to the right, then shimmy to the left, send it down the inside, we'll lock up again, go on the grass a little bit, and that's very reminiscent of the move Ricciardo made in the 2014 Canadian Grand Prix, and we've just got that into first place, and we're once again leading the Canadian Grand Prix. What a topsy-turvy first stint this has been, and it's only been 11 laps so far. Well, we cut later on onto lap 11, and it's not ended there, guys, because Hamilton is coming back at us with some DRS once more. Look at the speed of that Mclaren. He takes it into the chicane. I actually kind of let him go here a little bit, because I want to get a better exit, just like that. A good exit off the chicane, but then I forget he's got DRS again, so he gets a good second bite of the cherry here, so we're going to have to maybe try and send a late one down the inside. Hamilton spots it, gives me the room, thankfully, but he's going to keep it into turn 2. Really parks the car well there and places his car so I can't get the momentum into turn 2. So on lap 12, we're still chasing after Hamilton. We've got Van Dorn right behind us, but at last minute, I think, you know what, let's dive into the pits. Let's make an early pit stop. Let's play our card first and maybe force their hand. I thought going into this Grand Prix, I think we might have to do the 2-stop, because technically the Canadian Grand Prix should be a 1-stop here on the F1 2015 game, but I just think that our car, you know, with the new turbo, I think our car is going to be good enough to make the 2-stop work, and I really feel like, because we're all so close together, that Pascal, Van Dorn, Hamilton, they're all going to fight each other and maybe hold each other up. So if they're not doing the 2-stop, why don't I and try and see if I can make the more aggressive strategy work? And to be honest, that probably suits my driving style, just attacking on fresh tyres rather than conserving and trying to defend, because, you know, in the past it's not really worked out amazingly. I mean, I guess Spain sort of worked, but Rosberg wasn't too much of a threat back then. So anyway, we've cut on to lap 15, 4 laps later, or 3 laps later, once we've made our pit stop, and now we're closing up on the Manicar of Romain Grosjean, who's still on his first stint, I think, here. And so remember, we're on prime tyres right now. We're going to go options at the end to be the fastest, but we're trying to make a move on Romain Grosjean. This will be for a position, so we're not lapping him, so he's got all the right to try and fight me here. I go deep into turn 1, and he actually sends it down the inside of me into turn 2. This is crazy. Again, just like Bahrain, the Manners fighting me, which is a little bit annoying, because they are the Mercedes B team, but anyway, we get it eventually, and we're up into 4th place, so no harm done there. So We can see Masasita is up ahead in 3rd place in the other Manor car. Hopefully he'll be pitting so we don't have to also overtake another Manor, and we'll see the other guys are up ahead also pitting, which is the likes of 2 McLarens and my teammate. But on lap 16 at the moment, looking good on prime tyres. As I mentioned in the pre-race conference, I felt like the prime tyres were working quite well on the practice laps I did. So right now we're into 2nd place as Hamilton and Wehrlein have made their pit stops. Van Dorn yet to make his pit stop yet, but we should see that very soon as it's lap 17. That's quite a long time to go on the option tyres at the beginning of the Grand Prix. And on to lap 20, we set a blistering lap time to go fastest at the moment in the Canadian Grand Prix. As you can see also on the top left, I'm now into 1st place. Van Dorn made his pit stop, I think it was on lap 18. So we're in 1st place at the moment, but now we need to stretch this out, and we have been trying to do our best. On to lap 23 a few laps later, and it's now time to make our 2nd pit stop. So you guys didn't see too much of that 2nd stint because, you know, after we overtook Grosjean, we overtook everyone else because obviously we made the undercut work, and then I just pushed as hard as I could, as much as I could on the prime tyres to get a bit of a buffer. We only got it to about 5 seconds there, so they are going to all jump us right now. They're all going to be quite a few seconds ahead of us on this last stint we're on the option tyres. But crucially, we are on those red wall option tyres, super softs here at Canada, one of my favourite tracks. Let's go, let's boogie, let's go aggressive and try and do some overtaking here on the last stint. We're coming out in 5th place. We've got 11 laps left, so 5 places, 11 laps. Let's get this done. So we got onto lap 24 right now, chasing after Daniel Ricciardo in the much improved Red Bull into the hairpin section, the kind of stadium section here at Canada, and we're closing up. We will have DRS now for the first time on the Red Bull, and I want to get this done in one go. So we've got DRS for the first time. Let's not have it again on this Red Bull car. We get the slipstream gaining. As much as the Red Bull's improved its engine this season, it's going to be no match for this upgraded Mercedes Turbo one we've got at Canada. Here we go through the chicane. Lovely exit. Ricciardo getting a bit of a tank slapper. We move to the right hand side of the circuit, confirming he's on prime tyres there. Everyone's on prime tyres at the moment, so we are on the fastest tyre. We're going to be the fastest guy out there on track, and we've made that look very, very easy, and we're up into 4th place. And next is Pascal Wehrlein. 2 laps later, or 3 laps as we go into lap 27. We've banged in the fast lap of the Grand Prix. Look at that, Wehrlein having a go at one of the McLarens. I think that's Hamilton, I think that is, and Van Dorn leading the way. So Wehrlein trying his best to maybe mix it with the McLarens, but as we cut later onto lap 27 into the chicane we go. 4 kind of in a row right now. You can nearly throw a blanket over us all, and now we've got DRS and slipstream double toe here from Wehrlein, and what will be Otto Lewis Hamilton here is we're going to move to the left hand side of the circuit, go down the inside of Wehrlein, and thankfully he does not put up too much of a fight. I think he's probably been told by the team I'm coming through on a much faster set of tyres and I've got the pace to win this Grand Prix, so he just let me go quite easily there. He didn't make it completely easy. I still had to make the move down the inside and not lock up, but he didn't put up much of a fight into the actual brake zone itself. And now we're right behind Hamilton, who is also behind Van Dorn. Look at this, and look how close this is. Awesome to see through the chicane. And now on the exit, McLaren's getting a very good run. You can see they've still got the legs on us. The Mercedes has improved, but they still do have some mighty acceleration the McLarens do this season. But through the next chicane, we've really gained there on the exit as Hamilton's getting hampered a little bit, probably by dirty air of Van Dorn. And now we're closing up, and Hamilton, oh my god, Hamilton's going to make a late move on Van Dorn. I did not expect that. I just talked about him getting dirty air, but no, Hamilton just completely disagrees with me and just goes, nah mate, I'll just send one down the inside of Van Dorn. So now the McLaren's going for a battle here. Hamilton slipstreaming, he goes to the left, I go to the right, we go 3 wide here on the straight. Awesome to watch, and we go into first place of the Canadian Grand Prix, hit the apex, slam the curb, and we're up into first place. We graze the wall of champions, and we're there. First place in the Canadian Grand Prix at the moment, but it's not over yet. Hamilton's in second place now, Van Dorn third, Pascal in fourth place, but they're still mighty fast. And remember, these super softs will eventually wear out as well towards the end of the stint. Now onto lap 29, a little bit of a weird situation. Grosjean going very, very slowly, nearly takes me out. He actually hampers the McLarens a little bit, but that was so dangerous from Grosjean. I don't know what sort of issue he had, maybe a puncher, but he was very, very dangerous. But on lap 32 now, I've locked up into the hairpin, gone really deep, and now Hamilton, oh sorry, Van Dorn actually, Van Dorn's back into second, so good for him. So Van Dorn will now have a run on us here. He's going to have DRS, he moves to the left hand side, he's going to have me here. I'm going to try and maybe outbrake him, or maybe just, I don't know, get a good exit in the chicane. Hamilton's right behind me. I think about making a move there, but then I just thought better of it at the last minute. That's why I darted back quite fast, and we get a good exit on Van Dorn. But just like before with Hamilton, he has DRS, so he gets a good run, but we're going to try maybe make a move down the inside. We don't lock up this time, crucially. We go side by side with Van Dorn here. He's going to stick me to the outside, but crucially, look at this. this. We get a really good run off the exit, but Van Dorn is just about going to keep it there maybe. But he goes slow into the entry of the chicane. We go down the inside, round the outside of him, and we got it into first place again. So we've got first place back in the Canadian Grand Prix. It's still not over. I lock up into this next chicane. Van Dorn goes round the outside. I think no, buddy, no way. I squeeze him into the wall, and I'm going to be a very aggressive man there, and we stay in first place. You know, you guys, one of you guys commented below in Spain, I was being a bit too kind to Rosberg, so I thought this time, no, my man. You're going to try to go around the outside, I'll just squeeze you into the wall, and you can pay for it. So anyway, on lap 33 now, getting a little bit too close with Van Dorn again for comfort that time, as we bang tyres a little bit, but no harm done. We're still in first place through the braking zone, that chicane, on lap 33, and we've just got 2 laps left to keep this first place, to get the win here. And so now we moved on to the final lap of the Grand Prix, lap 35 out of 35. At this point, the Super Softs are pretty much the same grip levels of the Primes as they've worn out all through this stint, and Van Dorn has had a fantastic exit there on the left-hand side. He's going to try the move on the last lap of the Grand Prix, round the outside. I just do enough in the brake zone to make sure he has to go a little bit too deep into that corner, and is susceptible to Hamilton, and that means we'll just about keep it as we come through into the stadium section, the crowd going wild, go through the hairpin, and we cut later on onto the main straight. We're going to come through, and this is going to be the win for the Canadian Grand Prix.
Great race, mate. Great race. Fantastic win.
Absolutely unbelievable drive. Fantastic. Well done.
Absolutely awesome. What an awesome Grand Prix. Really, really fun out there. Battling the 2 McLarens finally this season. We haven't had the pace to do that so far. Legitimately, you know, Brazil didn't really count with Van Dorn because he had some sort of issue there with tyre warm-up. So the first time we've legit been able to battle the McLarens this season. And what a win. Awesome stuff. 25 points in the bag. Van Dorn comes in second place, so once again beating his more experienced teammate Hamilton, and Wehrlein is actually down the order. Wehrlein is in 7th place, so he had some sort of incident going on. I think he made a late pit stop for option tyres, so his tyres wore out at the end, but he made stupidly too late of a call to go onto those option tyres, so he falls down the order unfortunately into 7th place. Ricciardo gets up into 4th, and look at that, the Manor of Matsushita gets 5th place. Amazing stuff, 10 points. That means Manor beat Ferrari for points this race weekend, as Rosberg's in 8th and Vettel is in 12th with a penalty. Wow, that is 5 races and only 18 points scored for Sebastian, I think that is. That is very, very poor. Let me know what you guys think about that, and if you think there'll be any repercussions for him. We'll have to see about that. But Rosberg in 8th place, Nico Hülkenberg and Sergio Perez in 9th and 10th. The first time 2 Force Indias in the points there, as obviously all the Mercedes cars got an upgrade this weekend. So Force India showing that the upgrades were working for them as well, and they get double point scoring position there as well. But we've got first place. I'm so chuffed with that. And guys, if you've enjoyed that episode, smash that like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below of that entire race. But if you're new around here, do subscribe for weekly Formula 1 content. I'm going to leave you guys there for the post-race interviews. I'll see you guys next time. Hope you enjoy the rest of the day, and I'll see you guys next time.
So a great race out there for you today, some very, very good fights, but how was it from your perspective today?
Yeah, no, it was really, really fun race out there. It was amazing to be able to actually battle the McLarens for once this season, you know, properly. Obviously Bahrain, you know, they had an issue, and other races, you know, whenever we got close to them, they've had issues like Brazil. But to be there on pace, like actual pace on them, was great, especially the last stint, being able to come back and catch those guys, you know, overtaking Ricciardo quite quickly. You know, car felt awesome out there, and it was great to see in general that Mercedes as a whole picked up the pace. You saw Manor as well. I had to fight, I think it was Grosjean, wasn't it? I had to fight Grosjean, you know, while I was coming back on the prime tyres. So that was also great to see. Just in general, our engine package is working well. So yeah, the car felt great out there, and I just really cannot say anything more apart from thanking the team for giving me that car out there today, and yeah, the wins for all of us.
Going into the next race at Mexico, do you guys think that you can have the same sort of pace there as well, considering Honda are finally bringing the new turbo upgrade there?
We'll have to see. We don't know fully to the extent of how powerful that Honda upgrade is going to be. We're going to continue working on our turbo upgrade. This is only the first step. We haven't gone 100% on all the deployment that the turbo can do today, because we want to take it easy for this first weekend. So we will be improving going on to Mexico, but we'll have to see. We can't really say much until Friday practice, but it'll be great to still be there with them, but we'll have to see how it goes. But for now, I'm not really concentrating on that for now. I just want to revel right now in what we've done today, which is fantastic.
It's the first time this season you truly look comfortable in the car over the entire weekend. Do you think this is a real start to your title defence?
Yeah, I think that's a fair assumption. That it's definitely the first time that the car and me have been one together, and I felt like the car, when I do something, into a corner, it's going to do exactly what I want it to. So in that sense, yeah. In terms of my season, and defending the title, as I've said many times, not really thinking about that at the moment, but for sure it's a good start. It's a good time to finally get a win. Compared to last season, got the win earlier than I did last year, so good there. And obviously after Pascal winning the first race, I was eager to get one under my belt. And as I said before the weekend, it's only up till now that we've actually been in that position to get the win. So I was really going out there for it. Quite aggressive with the moves. The car was feeling really fantastic and just did what I wanted to do. So yeah, I think that's a fair assumption, but we'll just take it race by race. And as I said, next race we'll see if Honda are ahead of us. Other cars might upgrade as well. You never know. So, but yeah, it's for sure you're never going to complain about getting that first win on the board.
Okay, thank you for your time.
All right, thanks a lot.
You at the hideout where we can dream again. I'll tell you all my secrets. We're encouraged like a second skin. The kids are all dying. We're dying.